The worst kind of nightmares don't happen when you are asleep. They happen when you are wide awake, completely helpless to stop them. For 20-year-old Alex, life was simple and happy. It was a cool, quiet evening. He was walking his best friend, a fluffy white dog named Snow. They played in the park, enjoying the breeze, before finally turning back toward home as the sky grew dark. But as they turned the corner to their street, Alex stopped. His house wasn't dark, it was glowing. A sick, pulsing, deep red light was bleeding out from every window. Alex felt a cold spike of panic in his chest. He and Snow sprinted to the front door and burst inside. "Mom? Dad?" Alex yelled, his voice shaking. "Where are you?" The house was empty. The air felt heavy. Snow started to whine, his fur standing up. Suddenly, the dog bolted toward the basement door, the underground room. Alex, trembling, followed him down into the pitch black. At the bottom of the stairs, Snow froze. He stood perfectly still, staring into the dark, letting out a low growl. Alex strained his eyes, confused and terrified. Then, the red light began to slowly illuminate the room. Alex looked up and stopped breathing. His mother and father were floating in the air, completely unconscious, their bodies pressed flat against the ceiling. Alex started screaming. Snow barked frantically at the ceiling. Suddenly, the bodies of his parents began to glow with that same violent red light. It grew brighter and brighter until the light was so blinding that Alex and Snow had to cover their eyes. Then, nothing. The light vanished. The room went pitch black again. His parents were gone. Alex fell to his knees, crying and screaming into the empty dark, desperately searching the room. Then, his hand brushed against something on the floor. An envelope. With shaking hands, he tore it open. Inside, a single line was written, "Save us. We are trapped." Tears poured down Alex's face as he hugged Snow tightly. He scrambled to his feet, frantically tearing the room apart looking for clues. But then, he heard it. A faint voice coming from outside. He ran up the stairs, out the back door, and into the backyard. There, sitting in the dark grass, was an old stone well. From deep inside the pitch-black hole, he heard his parents' voices echoing. "Help! Help!" Alex rushed to the edge, but it was too dark to see the bottom. He put his leg over the side. Suddenly, he felt a sharp tug. Snow had bitten the bottom of his pants, pulling backward, whining with terror. The dog knew something was deeply wrong. Alex looked down at his best friend. He knelt, tears rolling down his cheeks, and held Snow's face. "I have to go, Snow," Alex whispered. "I have to save Mom and Dad. Stay here." He kissed Snow on the forehead. Then, he stood up, took a deep breath, and jumped into the black well. Snow couldn't let him go alone. The dog jumped in right after him. The freezing water swallowed them both. They were drowning. The air left Alex's lungs, the world spun, and slowly, both boy and dog lost consciousness, closing their eyes to the dark. Alex opened his eyes and gasped for air. But he wasn't in the water. He was in a completely different world. The sky was dead. Huge black trees with absolutely no leaves twisted into the air like broken fingers. The ground was covered in a thick white slime, and a heavy white smog choked the area. Through the fog, he saw them. His parents were kneeling in the slime, bound by massive rusted chains. Their eyes were dark, possessed. And standing behind them was a towering, shifting mass of darkness. A shadow ghost. Snow didn't hesitate. With a brave snarl, the dog leaped at the shadow to protect his family. But the ghost simply swiped its hand. A dark force threw Snow through the air. The dog hit the ground hard, injured and whimpering. "No!" Alex screamed. He rushed forward, clawing at his parents' chains, trying to free them. But the ghost grabbed Alex and threw him into the dirt. Alex's head hit the ground. He was bleeding, battered, but he refused to stay down. The ghost raised its hands. A massive pit of black fire erupted from the ground. The shadow began a dark ritual, throwing cursed water over Alex's parents. Instead of cooling them, the water burned them like acid. They screamed in agony. Alex forced himself up. He grabbed a handful of slime and dirt, running toward the fire to put it out. But the ghost moved faster. Its giant, shadowy hand wrapped around Alex's neck, lifting him high into the dead air. Alex kicked and gasped, suffocating. His vision blurred. The ghost turned its terrifying, faceless head to the parents and spoke in a voice that shook the ground. "If you want to see your boy alive, jump into the fire." Alex's eyes widened in terror. He fought for breath. "No! Mom! Dad, don't do it, please! I can't live without you!" But his parents stopped fighting the chains. The dark possession seemed to break just for a moment. Tears cut through the dirt on their faces as they looked up at their son. His father smiled a brave, heartbreaking smile. "Alex, my son, you are a big boy now. You can live by yourself. You have to take care of Snow." His mother looked at him with endless love. "Alex, we love you so much. Please, always be happy. That is the only thing we want." "No!" Alex screamed. His parents held hands and stepped forward into the black flames. Alex screamed until his throat bled. The ghost threw its head back and laughed, absorbing the energy of their sacrifice. Black fog exploded from its body as it grew bigger, more evil, towering over the dead world. The ghost released all its power in one massive, blinding blast. Everything went black. When Alex slowly opened his eyes, he felt soft, damp grass beneath his hands. The white smog was gone. The black trees were gone. He was lying in his own backyard. The morning sun was just starting to rise. Beside him, Snow whined softly, licking the dry blood off Alex's face. The dog was okay. But as Alex sat up and looked at his house, it was empty, silent, normal. There was no red light, no ghost, and no parents. The horrific truth crushed his chest. He was home. He was alive. But he was completely alone. Tears flooded Alex's eyes. He pulled Snow into his chest, burying his face in the dog's white fur, and began to sob openly into the quiet morning air. He was safe, but the nightmare had only just begun.